Hi, everybody. Welcome again to Enjoy English School. I'm Bruce.
大家好，我是 Bernice.
Today we continue our Origins lesson for this month, a 2-day lesson on the Abbey Road Studios. Yesterday we introduced this important company. A studio is a place where music is recorded or movies are filmed. Also, it is used in art for photographers who take pictures. They may have their own studio. And sometimes actors as well will be trained in acting studios. Well, the Abbey Road Studio is clearly for music, and it started in 1931 in London and has been honored by some of the most important musical figures of the last half centuries, from the Beatles and Lady Gaga to Ed Sheeran. It is considered one of the best places in the world to do your recording. It's a huge building and has 3 separate studios. Today we're going to continue talking about them, so please listen carefully.
Okay.
Abbey Road Studios is also a popular tourist site for music fans. So it's not just a place where recording artists or musicians do their work so that they make albums or other kinds of musical, what would you call them, recording devices, DVDs or whatever they're called. It's also a place where music fans, people who love music, they like to go to see Abbey Road Studios in London because it has such an important history in the music industry.
像这么样的著名的一个景点，当然它最后呢就会成为一个观光的一个圣地了。所以呢，这个艾比路录音室呢，它不是只有让大家在这边录音的咯，它同时呢，对于一些乐迷们来说，也是非常受欢迎的这样的一个 tourist， 就是这些观光客的一个 site 的一个 place， 所以他们也非常喜欢去那边呢，去观光啦，去照相，去看一看这些著名的歌手啊，或者是艺人在这边录音的一个状况。
People love to see where their favorite singers recorded music. It's like going back in history and, the Beatles were in this room and I'm in this room. There's a special feeling for fans of music.
对，所以呢，为什么粉丝们特别喜欢去这些著名的地方，就是因为哇，你会感觉到哇，好像跟某一个著名的团体，比如说 The Beatles 曾经在这边录音哎，我现在也在这边哎，会觉得非常的荣耀那个感觉。所以呢，当时呢，他们就是非常喜欢去看，好，到底他们最喜欢的这些歌手呢，当时是在这个录音的这个地方，在这边 recorded 要用过去式，他们在这个地方录制音乐，所以他们非常喜欢去拜访参观。
Visitors, these tourists, can walk across the famous crosswalk that is on the album cover of Abbey Road. Now, a crosswalk is from one side of a street to the other side of a street, and there are white lines. You call them zebra?
Yeah, 斑马线。
Yeah, now that's a crosswalk, and on the Beatles album, whose name was Abbey Road, the name of the album, the 4 Beatles are in a line walking across the road on this crosswalk, and there's nothing special about that, but for some reason, many, many, many people enjoy, first of all, the music on that album, and they think it's cool that such a simple place would be on an album cover.
对，因为呢，它就是已经变成一个象征性的东西，所以可能如果我们一般的人看到一个crosswalk 会觉得这没有什么了不起啊，可是因为对于这些乐迷们来说，他们是一种他们的当时的一个象征，很喜爱的一个东西，所以如果你是当时的参观者呢，你可以做些什么事呢？你可以穿越这一条著名的斑马线，也就是我们讲的行人穿越道，从一个路好到另外一边好，那么这个地方呢，刚好就是在当时这一个他们的专辑封面，这个专辑就是艾比路这个专辑封面上面就有刚好有这一个斑马线，所以乐迷们呢就可以穿越这一条他们在书上面看在专辑上面看到的这个斑马线。
Since there is a live stream camera, visitors can check the studio's website to watch themselves cross the historic street. Well, these days everything is being filmed,
没错
including this crosswalk. Live stream means that you can see things that are happening now, or they can be recorded and looked at later. And if the visitors use the same famous crosswalk later on the studio's website, they can look at them. Hey, there we are. We're crossing the street. And it's a historic street because remember, the building that EMI, now called Abbey Road Studios, that they bought and developed, that was 1931, but the street could be more than 100 years old.
没错，所以呢，你看，由于科技的这个，我们拜科技所赐，对不对？因为呢，他们刚好呢就有这样所谓的live 现场的一个。stream camera 就是我们讲的这个线上直播的这个摄影机就在那边，所以呢，当这些 visitors 他要走过那个行人穿越道的时候呢，他们就可以呢去这个网页上面去看一看，这个 studio 的 website 里面就可以看到你自己哦 ，watch themselves 看到你自己 cross， 所以 watch 是感官动词后面接一个原形动词，那么可以看到他们自己呢就正在穿越这样子的一个历史的街道，因为我们知道这个 studio 它是1931年成立的，但是可能这一个行人穿越道可能是更早之前就有了，所以它是一个 historic street， 是一个历史性的一个街道。
They, the visitors or music fan tourists, can also write a message on the wall outside the studio. Some people do that, and they will paint or write on the side of a building, and many people think, oh, you shouldn't be doing that. But here, the building invites people to do that, and it's one way to make people feel that they are part of this famous site.
对，没错，像我们去一些著名的景点，我们都会说 Bernice 到此一游，对不对？你就会用一个什么东西把它写下来，对不对？好，所以呢，有些人会觉得你这样子会把我的 buildings 破坏，会这个脏乱，有没有？可是他们不是，他们却是欢迎各位呢，这个乐迷们呢 ，they 就是这些乐迷，你可以呢，在这个地方，就是在这个 studio 的外墙上面，你呢想要写些什么样的一些讯息，你就把它写下来吧。
The wall is repainted several times a year, so there is always room for new messages. You can imagine once you see other people writing on a wall, you want to do it too, but that wall will fill up very quickly, so they have to repaint it several times a year, 3, 4, 5 times a year. And so you don't have to worry. You won't necessarily be writing over someone else's writing. There should be room for you to write something too.
没错，所以意思就是说你不需要留 message 的时候写在别人的 message 上面，这个你就不用担心了，因为呢他们就会直接呢把这个墙壁呢在一年之中好几次不断的 re means again 不断重新的去这个油漆，所以呢总是呢你可以找到一些 room 一些 space 给你自己呢来写下新的一些讯息。
Okay, that's it for our first part of today's lesson. Part 2 will finish the lesson, and after that we will finish with our review.
Okay.
Okay, welcome back. This is a rather long paragraph, but we'll take it sentence by sentence. Despite its popularity, the studio was in danger of being destroyed in February 2010. Even though it was popular, very popular, the studio, the business, Abbey Road Studios, was in danger of being destroyed in February 2010. Now, remember, the company started in 1931. That's pretty old.
Yeah.
And in 2010, in the winter, the company was in danger of probably becoming bankrupt, B-A-N-K-R-U-P-T, B-A-N-K-R-U-P-T. You know bank. Rupt is a good root of words in English to learn because it means to break,
没错
as in rupture, bankrupt, and so on. And in the next sentence or two, we'll find out why.
所以这边一开始有一个介系词叫 despite， 叫尽管如此，我们可以把它换成一个片语叫 in spite of， I-N-S-P-I-T-E。of 3个字，后面会接一个名词。那刚才 Bruce 老师有用到 even though， 如果你用 even though 它变成连接词，那么这个句子就会变成 even though it was popular， 你后面就要接一个子句。所以尽管呢，在当时呢，这个艾比路这个录音室呢，非常非常的这个历久不衰，人气非常的高。可是呢，曾经呢，这个 studio 啊，在2010年的2月的时候，他曾经呢陷入了一个危险 ，be in danger of， 就是陷入什么样的危险呢？差一点呢，当时就被 destroyed， 被拆除了。那可能它的原因呢，就是刚才Bruce老师讲的，可能是因为破产了，所以 bankrupt， bank 就是银行。RUPT 这个字根的意思就是说，它可能会破裂的意思，所以你的银行都破掉了，表示你会破产。
The company that owns Abbey Road Studios was deeply in debt. That's why it was in danger of being destroyed or in danger of going bankrupt, because they were deeply in debt. Debt has a B, but no sound. We call it silent. In debt means that you owe money. Deeply in debt is like me.
好的，所以他就说的这间公司呢，当时就是拥有 Abbey Road Studios 的这一间公司呢，哇，在当时呢，它是欠债欠的很多啊，所以刚刚老师讲的这个 debt， 注意它的发音。B 是没有声音的，那么 debt 就是一个债，那么你 deeply 就是表示你欠了很多的钱。那刚才老师有讲到一个字叫 O-W-E， 就是指欠债的意思。所以当时呢，因为他们实在是欠了太多的钱了。
Because of this, because of being in debt, they considered selling the studio. They didn't have enough money in the bank to pay their bills, but they owned the building, so they could sell it and maybe pay off, O-F-F, pay off their debt.
刚才老师讲的 pay off 就是把什么债给付清了，把它付完了。所以他就说，就是因为这样的一个原因，就是当时呢，他们这个财务危机的关系，所以他们当时确实有考虑到 consider 后面那个 sell 加了 ing， 他们当时就考虑到说啊，那这样好了，因为我们实在是没有现金了，好，我们这个周转不灵了，那只好呢，干脆把这个录音室给卖掉好了。
Some housing companies, we can also call them real estate, 2 words, R-E-A-L, estate is E-S-T-A-T-E. The real estate business or the real estate industry is simply the buying and selling of land and houses or buildings. They wanted to turn the property, that is 3 Abbey Road, the Abbey Road Studios, into expensive apartments. Remember, there were 9 bedrooms. There were, of course, other rooms, living room, kitchen, pantry, and so on. So that's a lot of space. And because it was a famous building, they could charge a lot of money and make apartments. If you want to buy one, it would be very expensive.
所以如果呢他们当时呢要卖掉这个录音室的话，就有一些很聪明的这些建商了。所以你刚刚有听到这个 Bruce 老师有补充一个 real estate， 就是指这些房地产买卖房子的这一些建商们呢，他们当时就想要说，那干脆我们把这样子的一个 property， 就是当时这样的一个财产，好，这样的一栋建筑物，我们直接把它 turn into变成非常昂贵的公寓来出售。因为我们刚才讲了，它里面有9个卧房，光是卧房就有9间了，那就不用讲它可能还有客厅啊，这个等等等的，所以它确实在当时又这么样的著名，确实可以把它变成这个很昂贵的公寓来卖。
Many people, especially music fans, complained about this.Hey, wait a minute, this is a historic building. You can't do that. And the British government heard them, listened to them, and got involved. The government decided to do something about this.
没错，所以当时呢 many people 当然就是指可能这些乐迷们就在 complain 啊，就抱怨说你怎么可以把我们的这个回忆，我们这样对我们有这么象征性的一个历史上的一个这样的一个建筑物变成这个样子呢，对不对？所以呢他们可能就会去跟政府去抗议啊，或者是写信告诉他们。因此在当时呢英国的政府呢就决定介入这件事情了，决定来做些什么事来帮助这样子的一个财务危机的状况。
By the end of the year, and we're talking about 2010, the government declared that the studio and the famous crosswalk outside were historic sites. Governments often do this to protect buildings that for one reason or another the owners cannot continue to keep up, to use well or pay off. If you declare something, you say something officially or at least very importantly.
好，所以呢 by the end of the year， 这个 the year 就是指2010年的年底，政府呢，英国政府就决定了，他们要宣布一件事情。这个 declare 这个字，我们就知道是刚才老师有讲，你是很正式的、清清楚楚的告知、宣告一件事，就是这一间艾比路的录音室呢，好，我们决定呢，还有它外面的这一个穿越的这个行人穿越道这个斑马线呢，通通把它列为历史的古迹。这个呢是一个政府呢常常会做的一个动作，就是等于要保护他们的一些建筑物，或者是一些他们著名的一些 buildings.
Thus, so, no major changes could be made to the building because it's now a protected historic site.
对，所以现在呢，它已经成为了被保护的一个历史的地点，所以呢，因此呢，你不可以对于这样子政府保护的这样的一个历史古迹呢，去做一些 major changes， 就是一些比较重大的改变，就是可能你要把它的什么地方拆掉啦，或者是改变它的外观，那么你就没有办法被做 to， 就是针对这一栋 building。Thanks
to these efforts, thanks to means because of the government's efforts, and we have to say, too, the music fans organized themselves to complain to the government. A lot of people were involved in this. The studio, Abbey Road Studios, can be enjoyed by music lovers for many generations to come. We still sell a lot of rock and roll albums,or they are streamed, and now they have video presentations. You can go on YouTube and watch your favorite musician play music or sing and so on. And because of this, everything is recorded now, so future generations to come, can also enjoy what we have enjoyed.
没错，所以呢就是多亏了 thanks to， 因为还好有这样子的一些努力。那我们知道这些 efforts 就是因为有政府啦，还有这些音乐的乐迷们他们的努力呢，所以这个 Abbey Road 这一个 studio 才能够呢到现在我们这些爱音乐的这些乐迷们呢还是可以不断的去欣赏它，而且甚至未来好几个 generations 好几个世代呢都可以来到 这个地方呢，来看一下这样的一个历史景点。
Okay, let's take a very short break and we'll be ready for our review.
好的。
Okay, first paragraph, first sentence, tourist site. I think you know what tourist means, but site, S-I-T-E, means a place, and a tourist site will be a place that tourists like to visit.
没错，这个就是所谓的观光景点。
In the middle of the paragraph, we have a couple items. The first is stream camera. A stream is actually a very, very small river, and the idea is, of course, that rivers, the water in rivers and streams, always moves, and that reminds people of video recordings.
没错，本来 stream 呢，我们是指小溪流，那我们知道溪流就是它不断的这样子流动，所以在这边的话就是指我们讲的这个线上直播。
Another item in the same sentence is historic. IC refers to, makes it an adjective. History with a Y is the noun, and its adjective is this word historic.
没错，这是它的形容历史的形容词，就是在历史上的。
In our last sentence of the first paragraph, we have room. Now, this is not 房间, not that kind of room. It means a space, S-P-A-C-E.
没错，这个字呢，在这边是不可数的名词的空间。
In our second and final paragraph, we have was deeply in debt. So this is be in debt. It simply means that you owe money.
没错，就是你欠债啦。
In the next sentence, we have property, and that refers to land, buildings, or homes.
没错 ，property 当名词的意思呢，在这边就是指你的所有的这些建筑物、这些房地产包含在里面。
In the next sentence, we have got involved. To involve yourself in something means that you want to be a part of it.
没错，就是你想成为它的一部分，你参与进去、牵涉进去了。
And the next sentence has declared, and as I said, it means to announce or speak or write out something that is official.
你去宣告，你去宣示一件事情，但是是正式的去告知。
Well, we hope you've enjoyed these 2 days walking in history with the Beatles and the Abbey Road Studios.
好的
Join us whenever you can. We're right here for you. Until the next time.
Bye.